Hello again, Doran Markowitz from D Guitars Miami here with another edition of This Week in Cool Guitar Repairs. This week's particular instrument is a 1933 Gibson L-00 flat top acoustic that was brought in needing various areas of reconstruction as well as some upgrades of certain modifications that were done to it. The first thing was that the bridge was lifting off and had a severe gap in the back. It's very typical of these kinds of guitars with these small rectangular bridges to actually have the bridge start to warp because it's thin. So that had to come off, and I had to basically sand the area, clean off all the old glue, and reshape it so that it would re-glue well. The trick was, if you notice, the outer ends are fairly thin. So I couldn't really be afforded the luxury of just sanding it flat because they would have been paper thin. So I had to basically sculpt the top of the surface, the gluing surface of the top that the bridge would go to kind of match the profile of the bridge, as well as reshaping the bridge. And in the end, you'll notice, airtight, nice and flat, completely glued, nice and solid. I also had to reshape the saddle that was installed as an upgrade. It has the compensated shape to it, but the radius did match the board. The action had to come down a bit anyway, so I reshaped it in terms of the radius to have that match. Another thing that was interesting was that the current owner, he was given this guitar by his grandfather, who was the original owner, and the guy that owns it had an LR Baggs I-beam pickup installed. But the genius that installed the pickup, rather than putting it anywhere in the vicinity of the bridge, had it mounted somewhere around this area, which makes absolutely no sense to me. You could barely hear it when it was plugged in. I had to relocate that to here. Maybe the guy thought he couldn't fit it because of the way the X bracings are on this. I have it fitted right behind the bridge pins. Ideally, you want the I-beam fitted right under the bridge saddle, but as long as it's within this range, you'll get a good sound out of it. It's wired to a Fishman under top volume control right here, and the battery bag is velcroed right into the heel block of the neck. So you loosen the strings, you go in, you pull it off, everything is good. The output jack is right there. Interestingly, you notice it's got this little loop hook thing for the strap. That originally came with the guitar. I had never seen that before either, but it's very cool. The guy that owns it, like 15 years ago, he stripped it and refinished it by hand with brush, with what looked like Thompson's water seal or something, or varnish. He did a decent job. It's got a nice shine to it. It's just that it's an antique guitar. I don't know if I would have done that, but whatever. In the interim, he ended up taking off the logo and everything. The truss rod cover was missing, so I have a few of these aluminum ones. So I thought it would look cool to actually put it on there rather than trying to scour eBay to find an original 30s Gibson truss rod cover. I put it on because it matches the Grover tuners that were also upgraded from the original strip tuners that were on here. The owner had put these on. The guitar sounds unbelievable. First of all, it's got a nice V-shaped neck. It's fairly thick, and it's fairly wide too. You know, and that's nice because it's got almost a classical guitar feel. The action's nice and low and comfortable, but it's not buzzy. It's got the original frets. They're a little bit worn, but nothing major. And plugged in, throw some chorus on here, because that's the way I love to play with acoustic. switch to my speed pick. Oh, and the intonation is spot on. Well, you can't really tell with the chorus on. He was complaining also about the intonation being off. The bridge pulling was causing that. Me repositioning, installing the bridge fixed that. This is a fantastic guitar. It came out even better than I expected. I mean, I knew I could do the job. I just wasn't sure how great it was going to be, you know, given the age of the guitar. Structurally, it's completely sound. Unlike the L-00 and other lower priced Gibsons of its day, it's got X bracing rather than ladder bracing. So that really contributes a lot to that beautiful full tone that it's got. It's great for finger picking too because of the width of the neck. There's something to be said about these pre-war Gibsons and even pre-war Martins. I love pre-war Gibsons. It's also higher end because it's got the spruce top instead of the mahogany top. It's got a mahogany back and sides, mahogany neck, and an ebonized fingerboard. I venture to say that the fingerboard is rosewood and then they ebonized it. It's fantastic. Another cool thing about these is that it's got a tapered headstock. You can see that it's thicker here and it gets thinner as it goes to the tip of the head. That was very common, a very common approach that they used back then. It's very, very interesting. You can see that the action is nice and low, very comfortable. I mean, this is something that, you know, he could gig with. He wasn't even planning on taking it out of the house too much because of the other guitar that he uses. I think he's probably going to change his tune on that now. This is a fantastic guitar. You gotta love these bridge pins too, with the abalone dots. It's just superb. Yeah, you're wondering what this thing is. Originally, he had some other pickup installed there, and then it was removed, and the guy that removed it put in an end pin to fill the hole. It's decorative. Looks cool. Notice the striped tortoise pickguard. That's original as well. Very, very neat. The nut is original. So much about this is original. It's a fantastic guitar, even if it's not worth a lot of money, because they're not high priced. It's very valuable in terms of its age and its contribution. And let's face it, it's classic Americana, made by a classic American company. So what more can you say about it than that? Anyway, all right. So until next time. Should you find that you have an acoustic that's got the bridge coming off and needs a reglue or a neck reset or new frets, broken headstock on an electric or an acoustic, whatever, you got cracks in the sides that need fixing, a crack in the top or the back or whatever, don't hesitate to give me a call at 305-896-1811. Until next time, Doran Markowitz from D Guitars Miami. Thanks for watching and have a great day.